On October 29, 1929, America woke up rich and went to bed broke. That day, later named Black Tuesday, erased $14 billion of wealth. More than $200 billion in today's money vanished as ticker tapes flooded with red and traders fainted on the floor. To see how the fall gathered speed began in 1922. The war was over and factories had shifted from tanks to toasters, vacuum cleaners, and refrigerators. Henry Ford's moving belt innovation cut the Model T's assembly time from 12 hours to 90 minutes, pulling oil, steel, and rubber into a surge of demand. New York's skyline climbed fast, and radios spread to 10 million homes by 1929, carrying Al Jolson and a chorus of advertisements into living rooms. Prosperity skipped the countryside. Farmers who had thrived on wartime prices faced a collapse. Their shiny tractors only helped them go broke faster. In the cities, a new habit took hold. Buy now, pay later. Radios and cars went on installment plans offered by banks eager to finance almost anyone. On Wall Street, margin loans turned speculation into a carnival. Between 1924 and 1929, the Dow Jones quadrupled as stock prices outran profits. Companies sold layers of hype instead of assets. Economist Roger Babson warned in 1929, "A crash is coming." But his warning was drowned by jazz and optimism. Then the floor gave way. On Black Tuesday, phones rang without rest as brokers demanded the other $90 on margin accounts. Paper fortunes vanished. People who were rich on Monday were bankrupt by Thursday. Crowds gathered in silence, staring at a market that had dived into concrete. Savings disappeared. Banks followed. Bank runs spread as crowds hammered on locked doors and tellers tried to promise safety they could not deliver. Entire families lost everything. United States banks called in overseas loans, sending shock through Europe. Germany's fragile recovery buckled. Global trade fell by half in 3 years. Denial met disaster. Newspapers printed cheerful headlines like "Market Adjusts" beside photographs of men pawning rings for bread. Politicians insisted the worst was over. President Herbert Hoover assured listeners that the economy was fundamentally sound. But the distance between words and empty dinner tables grew by the day. By 1931, the hum had stopped. Unemployment rose to 25%. Detroit's auto plants saw production collapse by 75%. Breadlines snaked through city centers. Mothers queued at dawn for thin soup. Teachers reported students fainting in class from hunger. Marriage rates fell. Birth rates fell. The suicide rate surged. In the Great Plains, black blizzards rose over Oklahoma, Kansas, and Texas. Dust storms buried crops and suffocated livestock. Homes filled with grit. Millions packed into worn cars and drove west under hand-painted signs that read "California or Bust." For many, it was only bust. In Washington, Hoover's name turned into shorthand for suffering. Shantytowns were Hoovervilles. Newspapers were Hoover blankets. Empty pockets were Hoover flags. In 1932, World War I veterans marched for bonuses. Congress and Hoover said no. The Army fired tear gas and burned the camps. Trust was frayed. As trust frayed, bank robbers like Dillinger and Bonnie and Clyde became folk heroes to those who felt betrayed by institutions. Yet, endurance persisted. In March 1933, Franklin Delano Roosevelt took the oath and said, "The only thing we have to fear is fear itself." The tide was beginning to turn. The CCC handed shovels to young men to restore land. The WPA hired millions to build roads, bridges, and schools, turning breadline despair into steel. In the Tennessee Valley, the TVA raised dams and switched on lights for towns in darkness. Families gathered around radios as electricity finally reached home. Roosevelt moved to fix the machine. The SEC policed Wall Street, and the FDIC protected savings. Banks reopened to deposits made quietly and hopefully. Social Security arrived with a simple promise. You matter. We will remember you. You will not have to work until you collapse. Culture recorded the struggle. Dorothea Lange's Migrant mother became the face of endurance. Hollywood offered The Wizard of Oz, a gray world turning to color. Radios played swing as restaurants reopened. In the distance, factories started to hum for helmets, boots, and ammunition as the world shifted once more. The Great Depression did not end with a celebration. It ended with work, with blistered hands, with legislation, with hope, and with a little jazz.